man. We're in here. It's the Qualified to Motivate podcast. We got special guests in here with us today.
Real special.
I'm in here with my man Kevin Griffin.
Yes, sir. KOG, how y'all doing?
We're doing good. And we got our man Bruce Waller Jr.
What's going on, y'all?
Let me make sure I get the credentials right. So let me see. We got co-owner of Grind, director of Black Wall Street, and owner of Kairos Digital.
Yes, sir. That's
all right.
Yeah.
I hear that.
All right.
Real excellence in the building.
You know, so we had to come chop it up with him. Yeah, his building.
Yeah, I thought it's a vibe just being here together, just connecting for real. Thank y'all for having me on here. It's dope.
Push that up towards you.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll what we do is we ask all our guests when they first, come on to the show, since it's the Qualified to Motivate podcast, what do you feel makes you qualified to motivate the people out there?
I think that for me, just to speaking personally to me, what makes me qualified to motivate is that I actually was tested to be qualified.
Right.
I think that you have to be tested in order to be qualified to motivate anyone. So when I talk about, like when I share insight with people, I'm not just saying because I read it in a book, I experienced it. And now I can help somebody else cross over the bridge and what they need. So that's what qualifies me because I've been tested.
Exactly.
I have, scientists have hypotheses. I had experience.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know what I mean? So that's what it really comes down to. So in my business, it costs to be the boss, like for real.
For sure.
And I paid it.
Yeah.
Paid stacks.
In full.
In full.
No payments.
No payments, bro.
You know we love the payment plans now.
I don't want to jump ahead, but what I did before I even got here, I'll say in the 2.5 years, what I did in that first year, or even in the first year and a half, it was just crazy. So, like, no bucks in my pocket. Give it, like, for real, like, putting it back in the business. So, yeah, bro, that's why I'm qualified.
Yeah.
that.
That'll definitely make you qualified, man. You putting it up there on your own.
You done been through it.
Yeah,
For real.
Felt it.
The ugly side of entrepreneurship is real.
Yeah, and that's what we want to start on, man. Let's get into the beginning.
Before
Like,
we jump into it.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to say, you know what I'm saying, this ain't our first time meeting them. We came here, a couple of days ago?
Yeah.
Whole bunch of knowledge, man. Like, a lot to learn. He got a lot of information for you. And in fact, though, after we left here, I just got a little funny story to tell.
What happened, bro?
So
Man.
we chatting it up about you. We going to his hometown, get a haircut.
Shout out Clean Cuts Barber.
Real
Clean Cuts in Marion, North Carolina.
Yeah, so we getting the cut and everything. After we about to leave, he like, you want something to eat? I'm like, yeah, man, we get something to eat. Like, where you want to go? You know what I'm saying? I got this one spot I want to show you. Even a barber voucher for it. So I was like, okay. He like, I'm going to get the ACP. I'm like, okay, I get that too. I was like, I want shrimp with mine. You know what I'm saying? I eat shrimp. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Shrimp is great.
Yeah, real good. I was tearing it up. I think I killed the whole plate in about 10 minutes. So we heading out on the way back to Western.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I start feeling like I'm about to throw up a little bit, so I stretch out. I'm like, oh. I started to feel better. About 10 more minutes in, I started itching everywhere. I was talking face was itching, neck was itching, armpits everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I tell Dante, he just driving. You know what I'm saying? Just cool it. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just scratching everywhere. All to say, he looked at me. I was like, bro, I think I might be having an allergic reaction. He had the most serious look on his face after I said that. He started going about 80, 90, that thing, the emergency zone. I'm like, bro, I'm good.
I done turned the hazard zone. I was like, man, we just secured this good interview. I can't have my co-host go down right before we do this. Oh, man.
Yeah. Everything went good. The food was good, though. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
It was too funny, bro.
I'm so glad you're right. Turn the high beams on, the hazard lights.
I had to go. And then he talking about, we was about to go. We get into town and we get near the hospital. He said he was feeling better. So I was like, you want to just get some Benadryl, go past it? He was like, yeah. So we started driving past it. And then I was just like, hey, bro, just look at me one time. And I looked at him, couldn't see because it was dark. We got to the red light. I turned the light on. I was like, look at me one more time. He looked at me. He's like, I'm good, bro. I was like, nah, bro, you puffy. You looking like the nutty professor. He was over there lumped up. I was like, yeah, let's go, bro.
So
we gonna
are
go.
you allergic to shrimp?
I guess so. Like, sometimes I have an allergic. It's like the second time, but I said his old lady that came whenever we first like the first week I had my child, they came up and cooked for us and everything. She cooked chicken and shrimp pasta, and I mean, I ate it with no problem. So
man,
just picking and choosing sometimes.
They decided to pick you that day.
Yeah.
I know you probably love the shrimp, huh?
Man, what?
You,
Listen, my wife. So I've been married 5 years. My wife is.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Look,
sure.
if anybody trying to get married, enjoy your single life first before you go ahead and commit. No, when I mean it's so many levels when I mean that. But my wife is she's Korean and black, so she got the best of both worlds. She grew up Korean in the home, and know how to cook all type of dishes. So she be doing shrimp infused stuff.
Oh yeah,
like I be tearing it up.
You're pescatarian, right?
Yeah, pescatarian, bro.
Yeah, that's like just chicken and fish. And
Yep.
No red meat.
Well, no, just seafood. But
Seafood.
I just started incorporating chicken recently. But I feel better. I think I just switched it up because I was doing a lot of entrepreneurship and that type of life.
Yeah.
It puts a demand on you. It's like it puts a number on your body.
For sure.
For real, like mental. So
definitely
I switched it up. I really did. I lost like 30 pounds.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Shout out to my brother Shamar Waller. He dope, by the way. He a dope entrepreneur. He put me on. He moved here from New York for about a year, and he was like, "Bro, switch up your diet." And I was like, "I won't eating bad, but I won't eating good." And it wasn't helping my health. So I switched it up, bro. Everything just transformed for me. So I feel a lot better.
Yeah, we was talking about that. We was like, dang, Bruce look healthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Vibrant. To be
Yeah, because you came in here that day. You said, you was like, I just had 3 hours of sleep. You look like you had a good 8.
Yeah.
A good 8.
Cool.
You had a solid 8, bro. Turn that joint sideways is infinite.
But yeah, man, let's get into the beginning, man. Let's get into the beginning of how we want to talk about entrepreneurship. So let's talk about your beginnings and what was your first initial steps into entrepreneurship?
Man, so I'm a little older than y'all, but not too much. What y'all in your 20s, right?
Yeah, 20s.
I'm 30. I'm 35.
Damn. No, I'm just playing.
I'm your daddy. Boy, y'all better listen. I'm about to give you something. I'm about to sun y'all today. Nah, man. My entrepreneurship journey really started like in my early 20s, like around y'all age. I was like 21.
Okay.
And it was just touch and go. And I did a lot of stuff. Like I got before, like for real, if I really take it there, like it really started at 17. I was in high school and I was doing door-to-door sales. Commission-based only, bro.
That'll build you. That'll build you right there.
There's studies out there to show that if your first job is door-to-door sales, it creates great personal, professional development.
Yeah.
It's like one of the hardest jobs and one of the best jobs. I got really good at it. I came like #1 salesman in the nation a few times for a few different companies.
That's good.
So I was rolling it in at a young age. I was like, I could do this. So, I mean, I was a vet in it. I was kicking dogs. Dogs come up to me. I'm kicking dogs across the yard. You not about to get in front of my bag, bro.
Nah, I feel that.
Look, I make the baby be quiet. Just play with the baby to close the deal. Like
No weapon formed.
No weapon formed. So it started there, and then from there, just really elevated. And just to kind of like just give snapshots of my life. So from 17, that's also when I met my mentor. He's still my mentor today, bro. If you don't have leadership or mentorship, it's super important. I would not be where I'm at today without the leaders in my life, and I still locked in with them. Specifically, at that point in time in my life, I already knew I had some type of dynamic about me. At a young age, I kind of already was aware of myself and like what I wanted to do and kind of where I wanted to go. I just didn't have the information, but I knew it in my heart, though, right?
Right.
And so when I got connected with Jay Hackett, which is my business partner for this spot,
Nice.
we run all the businesses together.
Yeah.
So having solid relationships like that are important because you can scale in so many ways. So we doing it here in 4 other states. We doing all type of good work. So it started there, and so I traveled and I sold all types of stuff. Bro, I remember one time, I'll put this out there. I remember one time I took Krispy Kreme donuts fundraising operations that they had. So you can go to Krispy Kreme's today if you have a nonprofit and say, hey, I need to raise funds for my nonprofit. My nonprofit, I forgot, was called Momentum Shifters. I operationalized the whole thing. I made my team wear all black. I was in college. I was in community college. We wore all black. I ordered 100 cases of donuts, and I did pre-orders.
Yeah.
Bro, I was rolling in like $500 a week. Oh, and I had Krispy Kreme donuts printouts all across the campus, and it was real. So I had at the time my girlfriend doing it, my homie, and I said, "Y'all gotta wear all black when you gotta show up." So like this just with those things that I've done, it just kind of led up to like what I do today. I've always been selling, I've always been marketing, promoting, and that's how I really like dived into the marketing component of my business. But it hadn't always been pretty, bro. Like it's
For sure, it's gonna be them ups and downs.
Yeah, it was a lot of ups and downs. I learned a lot. I did a lot. I did a whole lot. Like I did a whole lot of ventures. I mean, any venture that I could think of, like I'm doing that. Yeah. I jumped on it, did it. Some of it was a hit, some of it was a miss. But all of it, I learned something though. And so that's what made it like super dope for me. Like I just really was enjoying the ride. And he used to always call me Mr. Bruce. Like they said Bruce in many hats. That's just you always call me something like that, right? When I was young, they was like, you always doing something, always in something. I'm always trying to sell something, always trying to offer something. Like what you need, like
right?
I was just trying to figure it out, bro. So it wasn't until in recent years, like when I say I got around like 25, 26, where I started locking in a little bit deeper into like, what could I really do? You know what I mean? And so, yeah, the Kairos Carolina Digital is a funny story. I mean, we're doing great now, but I created Kairos Carolina Digital in my 20s.
20s.
That was 10 years ago. I had the idea for about 10 years. It was called Kairos Digital. That was it, or Kairos Sales or something like that. And I say I would do a marketing agency, and it would be a multi-million-dollar marketing agency. Talk about the power of words, right? I was 25 when I wrote that down, and I ain't never do anything with it until 3 years ago.
So what like put that spark under you to jump it off finally?
Well, my mentor, he was like, Jay, my business partner, he was like, what you do you remember that marketing agency you came up with? What you doing with that? This was like right before COVID hit. This was like 2 years right before COVID hit. I was like, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I ain't really do nothing. He said, you should just do it. And I had this thing about me, like, I overthought things and thought my way out of actually doing the work that I need to do. So I was just bailed out. Like I hid out, even though I had all these ideas. Like my phone, I probably got like so many ideas, and I started now just like execute it while the time and opportunities available. And because it ain't gonna wait, it's just gonna sit there as potential and do nothing with it. So I right before COVID really they had a turn, I established Kairos Carolina Digital March 3rd, 2020. So right in the middle of COVID. And I established it as an LLC. And I didn't actually start making money with it until about 7-8 months after I established it. And then I started doing consulting, and then it turned into me trying to figure it out. And then I started establishing systems and then going into working with some pretty big organizations and nonprofits and enterprises across the United States. So it's been fun. And I just like, it all happened because I just decided to start and figure it out and make sure I had the right people around me. Right. That can teach me the things I needed to know.
And I hear you touching on it a little bit, but one of my questions was, so I read that Jay Hackett was your mentor for around 16 years.
Yeah.
So how important was it, or is it, to have somebody in your life like that to guide you?
Man, I'll say it like this. If I did not have the type of leadership or support anybody, I mean, I don't know where I would be without it, because I was wild. I was like just out there. Like everything happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was just that type of dude that had that type of energy about me. Like I just wanted to do great things. It could be greatly wrong. It could be greatly, it could go any direction. But Jay, man, shout out to Jay Hackett.
For sure.
He really like just was there for me in ways like nobody else really was there for me, like, and because he had similar experience. But at him at a young age, I get to see him before he crossed 30 to be a millionaire. And I also, before he was 29, I saw him when I met him at 24 and I was 17, only 7 years difference. But I got to see somebody do it.
Doing it, yeah.
And I was able, and that was impressionable on me. But I also see him go to jail too for mistakes that he had. Because I mean, we had a growing business. I took a company and helped the business make $4 million in 1 year. I said, oh, I got something special. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of gift I have. And just all the things that happen. I see him grow a business with a cost to be the boss. Mm-hmm. You also got to pay any penalty with any business that you have. So I see them leave out of jail with a charge and a felon, and then still scale other businesses. I was like,
that'll motivate anybody.
So
to
have mentorship and have dynamic people like Jay in my life, man, it has really like helped me, gives me hope, and also allows me to see what it takes to really take it to that level. And honestly, what I can really say about Jay, and one thing that really sticks to me, is about like being brutally honest with yourself and about what you really are doing with yourself, your business, your life. And so that's kind of how I've been riding it. And from there, I'm able to pass it along to other people like Tyler and a few other cats that I mentor, and even young ladies. You know, we kind of have like a tribe, but paying it forward. That's
what's up. I was actually gonna ask about, like, you know, with him keeping it brutally honest with you. You were in the Army, right?
I was in the Army.
So like for you, because I kind of like.
I did y'all research. We do
good homework. You know, good homework over here. I wanted to catch you off guard if you will. How he know that? Who he know? Yeah. But
man, that joint, everything on the internet now, man. Type in background.com.
The whole file on you. But nah,
that's dope.
I was gonna ask, like, with you being in the Army, the type of mentor you need, do you need almost like that drill instructor on you? Like, because I feel like the type of person that I would need is somebody that be on me like that until you
until it click. I would say it like this. That's when it switched for me. So I mean, I was doing this with Jay, and he was like, y'all need, you know, me and my brother killing it. Like, he in Charlotte, shout out to Julian. He's overseeing one of the 7 largest banks in the world right now. I forgot the name of the bank, but he is a VP, and he also owns like a real estate company, and his portfolio is like retarded.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I mean,
Boss
for
moves.
real. But you talk about, me and him went through that same type of training. We both had the same leader, and we both went to the military. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about personal development is more important than the money in your pocket. Because when you get the right type of development that you need, like from Jay, like, cool. And then I was able to step away and learn it in the military, and then become a squad leader, become a PG or platoon guide, and to lead hundreds of soldiers. Yeah. And I was able to see my leadership skills really shine and cultivate in there. So around in my 20s, that's where everything kind of started congealing for me. And I was able to see very quickly that my knack in leadership and able to guide men or guide a team of people wasn't always about, I just saw my style, like the way that I guided people and supported and helped. And I learned a lot about myself. So yeah, I was what you would call it, a parachute rigger. So I actually packed parachutes and jumped out of airplanes for a minute.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, bro. Perfectly good airplane. Let me sit down first class, brother.
No wonder you don't mind starting up a business like ain't nothing. You done jumped out of planes and stuff.
Bro.
Ain't nothing to be scared in that.
Yeah, man, bro. I went to one of the hardest boot camps in the United States, Fort Bennett. All boys, all boy boot camp is intense. And it's in Georgia, in the middle. I don't even know where in Georgia, but it's Fort Bennett, and it was crazy. And you do that, and then you go to AOC training, which is airborne orientation course, and you work out like they work you intense. I was like in the best shape of my life in my 20s. I mean, now I'm just like, I got a dead bod, right? You know what I'm saying? I ain't big or small, but I could, like, to go back to that, like, that was dope. Like, I was a beast. Yeah. And then when I stepped out of that and came back, I had to go back to Fort Bennett for jump school. Jump school was really crazy. Like, to condition your mind to jump out of an airplane and to simulate it before you jump. That jump was crazy.
A lot of conditioning for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And then you got to pack your parachute and run 2 miles back to the base. Oh, man. And that parachute like 50 pounds. Yeah. So, bro. So talk about the type of the type of pressures that I put my life in at a young age, I was like, let me go ahead and cross these bridges now so I can, I live like no one else now so I can live like no one else later. Yes. And that's how I really carried it. And even at a young age, I didn't understand everything. It was crazy sometimes. I feel like I made the wrong decision, like what type of pressure, what type of like level of brutal honesty and accountability that I put myself in. It was grueling. But I'm glad I did it because I don't have to go back through it again in another life's lesson. Because what was worse than that?
Right,
you know
it
what I'm
makes
saying?
it easier, yeah.
Everything else is easy. So doing this, like, this is building the fastest growing business in the 828. And and I told y'all to be the number one business in the 828 and the first black-owned business to be number one in 828.
Know what it's called?
Grind AVL.
Trying to take good coffee.
Yeah, grind AVL coffee. And we're more than just coffee. So coffee is our unifier. It ain't even what you drinking is not
Break
what
it
we
down
selling. Well, what you drinking, what you here for is community. Coffee in the background.
Yeah.
So I don't sell coffee, I sell ideas. We sell community. And so that's what we do good at. And so I think that's when we found that opportunity, what we did, it came from up hours. I mean, me and Jay up hours, 3, 4 in the morning, go to bed, wake. You know, so that's what it just took. Everybody don't have to be number one, but I feel like I desire to have that at all times. And I think that anybody should. So,
ain't no chip on my shoulder. It's a stack
bro,
of Pringles. It's a stack of Pringles on my shoulder.
Bro, a stack of Pringles. Yeah. So that's no, for real though. I love it. Stack of Pringles.
Yeah.
Shoot, give me one. Like, let me do it. But so that's how I was. But when I think about what I've been through, and even what Jay did too, you know, the things he came through, it's just like, this is on the strength of relationship, understanding, and also the experiences we already had. Right. So building this, and it won't nothing to build one of the biggest festivals in this area, where thousands of people come out, Grind Fest, or Kairos Carolina Digital. So that all come from honestly personal development, man, and really like taking yourself serious.
Yeah, that's another thing that we wanted to touch on is like not just the business things that you need to know about being an entrepreneur, like those personal life things, like not to skip past it. You said the dad bod, you know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, you know, something for my man Kev, something for him. What how do you deal with like the father life and you know what I'm saying? Just how would you break that down to him dealing with, you know, especially in the newborn stage like my man is over there?
Listen, there ain't no roadmap. You got to construct that joint as you go. But you should, like I said, always have people that already been through what you have, or at least side by side. So it's anywhere I go, I always gonna make sure I build community. Yeah. So cool thing though is when my wife came here, shout out to Naomi. She dope. Like she did this painting right here. Y'all can't see it on the podcast, but you can. Yeah, whoever
head over to YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and check it out.
Yeah, check it out. But this joint right here is called Black Wall Street, and she didn't find out about her gifts in this until she moved here. But when she came here, I already had like I already had like a solid community of people I've been working with. But I never had a child before, and it all kind of hit at one time. I was working a job as a director. And then the baby got born, and I stepped into entrepreneurship. So I had 2 babies: my entrepreneurial journey and a baby. Right. All at the same time, and then bought a house. All at in the same time, like the first in 3 months. And then COVID hit. Like my baby was born May 2020.
Oh, you got a May baby?
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got.
And she was born when the hospital was shut down for the rallies.
Jeez. You got one of the realest babies, you know. And
yeah, cool. Yeah. Listen, the hospital was shut down as my wife was giving birth. So everything came at one time, but I was like, bring it on, because it's time now. It was just time and space. It was just like, it's your time, and you need to take advantage of the moment. So I'd say whatever it takes to go through this fire, whatever it is, I don't even know what's about to happen. Yeah. And then all of that grind happened. Everything happened all like so fast. It was like everything just came in 2020.
It's kind of how I feel right now. You know, like he said, I mean, had him on Martin Luther King Day. We just started the podcast with him.
That's how I go, bro.
And I don't know if I told you, but we ended up delivering the baby ourselves, so it was
Wow.
rough
Yeah.
business. So so I'm just trying to figure out how to split it all up and conquer it all and kind of get back to being on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? How it was.
So yeah, my advice to that, as far as in somebody who is a grinder or somebody, an entrepreneur, a go-getter, the thing is having people that understand is super important. Like my wife is one of my biggest cheerleaders. She don't always vibe with everything, but we always are finding every day little moments together. Like today, I already knew I had to do this. So when I was with her, it was me and her. And planning, schedule. I told you scheduling is super important. And making sure that I'm able to balance that. I couldn't really figure it all out until I went through that experience. And so what I say on the other side of that, the biggest component for me right now is really just being intentional with my time. Every meeting I don't have to go to, even though I love to network, right? I'm Mr. Network. That's what I love to do, right? MrNetwork.com. Somebody, right? I love to network. I love to be out there. That's like, I love that. But when I think about my babies and my wife and my daughter, I need to be home. I don't need to do that.
That's what's real.
Priority scale, bro. Like that really has helped, and schedule and taking that time. Now I wake up earlier and I was able to do a lot more. So anything I really, really have to do that I didn't do yesterday, I do it at 5 a.m. Or I do my meditation, my mental stuff, and then I get to it. And then when I got some time, me and Naomi, we drank our little coffee in the morning. Got moments in time. There's 24 hours in a day, but it's like how you spend that time, because we waste a lot of time, bro. I realized that I could waste time, even though I'm about pursuing. But if you're not intentional with it, you don't know what you're doing with your time. You just be scrolling, a whole hour pass. You could have been doing that with something else.
That's real though, because them the ones you do it for. And it's like if you
I could just
end up
spend that with my
neglecting
baby.
that, for this, then you kind of working backwards.
Yeah. So that's how I roll it, bro.
So you seem like a man who done been through a bunch of trials and tribulations and things, man. Life done taught you a lot of lessons and things. So like everybody, I know I do, and I've asked him, he got like some rules that you like kind of follow, like almost like morals almost. What's like 3 rules that you go by like in your everyday life that you just stand on, that you just refuse to break them rules? Because I know I got a couple.
Yeah. I actually, this is crazy. I don't know if y'all seen this or not. You probably see.
Oh, yeah. I think I know.
The 4 commands.
No.
The 4 commands as an entrepreneur. I live by these joints.
Okay.
And actually, and I could just say it like the way that I wrote it.
All right.
It came to me like last year, and I know I needed commands to live by, because having commands actually dictate your behavior and your habits.
For sure.
So commands, if a command is highest level of a principle, right, of how you should operate and live, then vision and everything else will formulate around that. So one of the things is do the opportunity in the time frame of the opportunity. When the opportunity presents itself, do it, because
Don't wait.
Like, just get to it. Another one is become pivotable and teachable, like at all times.
Yes, always.
So I'm always pivoting. If something, because I'm like one of those cats, like if I build something and we're going to stick to the plan. I have learned quickly in entrepreneurship, like ideas are written in sand all day. And like if I need to pivot or recourse, I need to be okay with that. Right. So I had to learn how to become more pivotable and teachable so I could be malleable in my businesses. So if something not working, I can quickly pivot. And that was one of the hardest things for me, but I just said, I'm going to always live like that. Be pivotable and teachable. And then adhering to leadership, like actually having the right type of leadership in your life and executing as soon as possible. So like that's
3 solid ones.
Yeah, real solid.
What you think yours is, Kev? What's your 3 you standing on them?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand back on, you know what I'm saying? Always do right by those who do right by you. You know
For real.
what I'm saying? That's one. That's
good,
a big
bro.
one
Definitely.
in my eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I was telling Dante, it's a lot of help came from him. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I ain't gonna get too far into it, but it's just certain people that really have genuine love for you and things, and they always gonna try and do their best to help you out. And I feel like you should never forget about those people, because you know what I'm saying,
Facts.
ain't no type that's really a blessing for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely one. And really, you handle business. You know what I'm saying? That's another big one. You know what I'm saying? Handle your responsibilities and do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Be persistent and consistent. You know what I'm saying? And then last one, I would just say, always have pure intentions. You know?
Yeah, that's good,
Yeah.
bro.
Trying to,
Man,
That's a good
snakes
one.
out there.
Especially nowadays, like people got that little ulterior motive.
yeah,
Authenticity is the top commodity. Like everybody
Yeah.
need it. Everybody looking for it.
Especially right now, because
Man,
it's
more
lacking.
more than ever, bro. Boy, what? People out here. I remember one time Eric Thomas said this. He said, "Y'all out here front, you got stacks in your hands. You got these Benzes you taking pictures with." He said, "Let me follow you to your house and find out where you sleeping at." He said, "Negro, you
Hey.
sleeping on your mama couch."
Hey, boy, there's some people out
Man, you
there.
had to put the money back in the bank
Look,
because
there's some people got the brand new AMG sleeping on a piece of toast. On a piece of toast.
Bruh.
That's the air mattress when all the air come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your priorities. Like you said earlier, it's priorities, man. But I guess
your house together, bro.
for
real.
Exactly.
yeah, that's one thing that my girlfriend says. She says she could never see herself like having a $10,000 handbag, walking into a place and that handbag is like 2 to 3 times more than her rent or something like that.
Correct,
Come on, you can't be doing that.
bro. Yep.
I guess for me though, my 3 ones that I stand on would be like 3 morals, I guess. The first one would be to not to think that you're better than anybody, but you gotta like treat yourself like somebody, so somebody else can treat you like somebody. If you go around thinking you ain't nobody, that's how you're gonna be treated. You know, and handle yourself
confidence, bro.
with some confidence, exactly. And that, like that, some people always like have that feeling in them, like you were saying. Like I feel like I'm destined to be something, but they push it down. You know what I'm saying? Like trusting yourself that you can do something great.
That's big.
You
And
are your
then-
number one asset. You know what I'm saying?
I think the
Your
second
number
one
money maker.
For real, bro.
Would be along the lines of what you said, basically loyalty. Like that. Forget the love, man. We need the loyalty.
Yeah.
I need the loyalty. That's all I can say about that one is just loyalty. And then
bro. That's how it is for me.
my third one is something along the lines of handle business is just pay your bills. You gotta pay your bills.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta pay your bills. What was it? Who's?
I don't know what's going on right
I
now.
don't know who that.
Little pause, y'all.
Little pause.
for a
Little
second.
pause, real quick.
Little pause. Let me
One
see what's
second, ain't nothing wrong. A little break, y'all know the vibes. Good, I need to stand up anyway.
It's all good. We back in it. A little
That
interruption.
joke was funny. Yeah. Yeah.
But to get back into it, man, let's talk about Grind Fest, man. Let the folks know what Grind Fest is.
Man, Grind Fest, I'm excited about it this year. Grind Fest is honestly one of the blackest weekends that you gonna see. Because you know Asheville, I ain't trying to, but yeah, it's about 85% of our white body brothers and sisters
We
living in
love it.
Asheville.
We love it.
But Grind Fest is the blackest, honestly, what we say is the blackest weekend where we celebrating black businesses, entrepreneurship, and celebration and culture for real. So it's really a spinoff of Grind where it started at, but when Black Wall Street came to be, it just naturally fit in with that space. So when we doing Grind Fest, it's really a big celebration, but it's also a place where resources are available, deals are being made, and people connecting for real. So you'll see when you come to Grind Fest, it's like crazy. We had Slutty Vegan come down last year. We
Oh
brought
man,
them
I've heard
down.
of that. I heard that's banging.
Shout out to old girl, she killing it. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about they doing their thing. I think they're about to open up one in New York, but
That's
they
tough.
doing their thing. They came down. We had like several food trucks, 50 vendors, all black or BIPOC. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing their thing. Story time, it's during this time of beer week. So for those who are beer lovers, we got the beer there for them. And, dance parties, all type of stuff. After parties, it's just a big celebration from May 26th through the 28th. So that's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, that's my birthday
yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's gonna
Oh
be a
yeah, it's
turnout.
going down.
It's gonna be a whole vibe.
Whole lot of
Last
black
year-
excellence.
Yeah.
Last year we had like 9,000 people slide through in 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
It's definitely something to throw on the
Poetry slam
calendar.
kickoff. It's gonna be dope. So.
Y'all here.
I might pull up. I used to do a little creative writing back in the day in high school, man. I took poetry class. I was kind of nice with it. I might pull up.
Like that. Like that joint be lit.
He don't think I got it. He don't think I got it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He was like, I got dreads. They long.
So that's it. That's all I got.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like that.
So you used to do poetry?
Yeah, like we had it was a creative writing class that I took in high school, and at first, like, I just took it, wasn't really serious about it. But then I kind of really did get into it, but I was just nervous, like stage fright type stuff. So I didn't like getting up and actually doing them. But the teacher, he rocked with me, and he really thought I was gifted.
That's dope.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? He might have been right. He might have been right.
You might have a little something for him. You might have a little something.
I do know how. I do
not to be. Dreadlocks are the question. Oh man, that's dope though. That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
what's up. Was there we talked about it a little bit, but was there what made you think coffee? What made you and Jay Hackett think coffee? Let's start up the Grind AVL.
The thing is, Jay,
which I know it's not just coffee, but
yeah, but no, it's crazy. So Jay and another cat named Gene, they was working together to get this constructed. And I was here at the very beginning phase. It wasn't nothing. This joint was bare floor. It wasn't nothing in here. So if you did a spin around or see any B-roll, you'll see like, all right, it's full of art and life in here. But before that, this was like bare floors and it was just an open space.
A dollar and a dream.
Yeah, dollar and a dream for real. And Jay and Gene talked to me. It was like, we're going to make this a coffee shop and it's going to be a good coffee shop. And it was like, Bruce, and this one had my marketing company. They was like, we want you to do the marketing for this. I'm like, well, what is it going to be? Like, what's it going to look like? So they got it constructed. But believe it or not, there was Jay, he a researcher. So he was like, there's an open market and they need more coffee shops. So when he did market analysis of what needed to be here, he was like, I don't know nothing about coffee. He said, but Gene had a coffee like what's that joint called? Not a bus, but a food service. He had a I said coffee bus. That might be dope. But yeah, like one of them the joints where you put the food in it and you sell it on the van, not the van.
Food truck.
Food truck, bro. Damn,
there
that joint left me. I'm saying food bus. I'm saying food. I'm struggling.
I was over here.
They was like, what y'all talking about?
I was lost too for a second. We back though. We found it.
Food truck, but it was he had coffee and donuts on there called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was dope. So they did their thing. They opened it up and they was like, Bruce, we'll go ahead and get you to market this. And I had a line out the door. This is the middle of COVID, September 2020. We had like 300, 400 people show up to to the event. And so coffee wasn't on anybody's mind other than it had good margins. The beverage industry has great margins, by the way.
Really great margins.
Mm-hmm. All you need is a cup. All you need is the drink. There ain't a whole lot that go into, per drink,
right.
per
I bartend,
cup.
So I know what's up.
Yeah, bro. Beverage industry is legit. So if you're gonna start somewhere, food, I done food. I opened up a few food spots, and that junk was hard. That's more margins in that. 30% is decent food margins, but if you do it like what you can like make 60, 70% profit, dang, everybody outside in their mama right now. It's a bike week, I guess. I don't know.
They out there though.
But coffee had great margins, and beverages in general did. And so they decided to open up. But shortly after, Gene decided to part ways, and he was on another venture. So I stepped in. I was already there.
Right.
So I stepped in a little bit deeper, and so that's when we did the spin on coffee is the unifier versus the product.
Yeah, that's tough the way y'all did that. The way y'all made it more than just that.
More than just coffee, bro.
You got some good coffee too, but
I don't even drink coffee for real. I really don't. But
bro,
I had to rock with y'all,
Bro, coffee. The crazy thing is, we was recognized as third best coffee shop in North Carolina. We got that award, right? And then we got a few awards from Western North Carolina. A few awards.
You see how light and calm he said, just a few awards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
major.
looking for them. I know, my bad. No, we got a few awards, but like we got another award for like best vibes. Just the vibes.
That's kind of the best award you can get.
Yeah, right. So we
place to strike a deal.
And I'm being for real, man. You gotta take it as a compliment that I'm rocking with the coffee because I low key been traumatized since about 5th grade.
For real, what happened?
I'm gonna give y'all this one. I ain't even gave this one to our like little following.
Oh man, I'm honored to hear.
Man, my aunt, she used to, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got that one aunt let you be kind of grown a little bit. She let me come over and like drink coffee. 5th grade, you know, I'm not supposed to be drinking no coffee, man. and then I never had it, so I'm chugging it. And it was right before school. I'm tearing it up, chugging it, right? And I lived in we came up in McDowell, and that's in the sticks. We had like one of them good country hour-long bus rides before school, like picking up everybody because we got to go way out in the sticks here and there. And I get, you know, I'm riding on the bus, you know, it's all good. And boy, my stomach got to bubbling bad, bro. You know what? You know what all that caffeine and sugar and dairy do to a 5-year-old's insides? And you chugged it?
That's the flusher. Like you said.
All that amaretto cream I put in it, man.
That's the flusher.
I was just trying my hardest, man. I was on the bus locked up like this here trying, and I was almost made it.
Me out.
I almost made it. You know how you sit on the back of the bus, right? And like you might go over a speed bump. Like all the kids like to sit on the back. That way, when you hit the speed bump, you jump up in the air. I was almost at school, man. I was sitting in the back of the bus, man. Bus driver hit that speed bump. I went up in the air. It all let go. It all let go.
Fireworks, bro?
Bro, it all let go. I'm on the bus down bad. Funky. I had some good friends, man. They was keeping everybody up in the front so they couldn't smell it.
For real?
I had good friends.
Man.
They was holding it down. Oh,
how
man.
long did you hold it together?
Bro, we was about there. We had about 10, 15 more minutes.
Oh, that ain't about
to get to school. I was close.
You
yeah.
was Iron Man. Iron Man. That
I had everything on lock.
Triathlon type.
Man.
Oh, you was okay.
That
So you held it
oof.
for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it was over with, man. I let it all go, man. I had to get to school, go straight to the nurse's office. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
I called my mom, try to get them to send something. My brother show up with a pair of pants. They just told him that I spilled something on myself, so he just brought me pants. I had to raw dog it the rest of the day.
I know you was feeling
Bro,
better.
raw dogging it, man. It was rough. And then you know how black families do. This was like the talk of the town or something, bro. I get off the school bus, it's like cousins' cars who don't come around regularly in the driveway.
Showing you,
hey, man, I heard about you, man. Oh, y'all do me like that, man. Come
I
on.
ain't seen you since last Christmas, bro.
So for me to be drinking this, man, you know I must really rock with y'all for real.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I felt a little bubble about 5 minutes ago, to be real with you.
Yeah.
I'm just
Hey, man.
about time to wrap this up.
No bump on the
We're
way
about
home.
time to wrap this up.
Nah, it's dope, though. That's dope. Yeah. Thank you for the coffee love, bro.
Man, yeah, it's what's up for sure.
Providing us with that.
Yeah, but
good drink.
what's the one more I wanted to get in? Oh yeah, we ain't even talked about it. The Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
We got to get into that, man. That's the one I really want to get
creativity.
into.
Man, Black Wall Street.
Let the folks know what it is who don't
Black
know.
Wall Street is now a nonprofit incorporated.
Nice.
And Black Wall Street was honestly, there was a grant given to us by NC Idea. NC Idea is always looking for super dope BIPOC initiatives across the North Carolina state, and they want to support, and they got dollars to really help. So it's grant money. And Jay, he the master of grants, and he was like, look, I'm about to, he was constructing something, and he came to me at the embryo phase of it. He already did the documentation paperwork, and he said, we're going to go ahead and apply for it. But the only thing it was $50,000 that we received. We received that in 2021. Yeah, we started this in 2021. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty much when you do research around entrepreneurship, the Tapestry report, it was just like American study across the United States around black businesses, that the quickest way to wealth for us is through entrepreneurship.
Facts.
There's no other way that we would make the type of wealth we want to make until we make it for ourselves.
Exactly.
And collectively do it. And so
Ex-Blackly.
yeah, absolutely. Ex-Blackly.
Ex-Blackly.
Yeah, I love that. I love these little phrases y'all come up with. It's dope. So we, pretty much, long story short, at the beginning phase of it, it is to support, expand, and help black businesses to revitalize Black Wall Street. So we support them by the technical support and funds that they may need at the beginning. Most people don't have $128 to start an LLC. We got that money to provide for them.
Right.
Most people don't have access to a commercial building to put on their LLC, because most people don't know you can be disqualified for funds putting your personal home address on the LLC. And you can't get access to funds. And so people are like, why I can't get capital? You've been making money, been doing your thing. It's because you don't got a legitimate address. Right. So we use Grind as a commercial address. We got mailboxes over there. And so then we talk about expansion. We got over 90 partnerships with people all across Western North Carolina to stretch this work to help them. So not just partnerships to be talking, but partnerships to actually patronize people's businesses, to buy their stuff, to partner with them, to bring them in. Some people have left their jobs completely to do the work based on the connections we have made. And then to revitalize Black Wall Street, to really take back what Asheville was a thriving business district. Black Wall Street district. Black Wall Street just is really a state of mind where we come together. But all up and down Depot Street were black businesses, and all in Asheville were a lot of thriving black businesses. So we want to revitalize and play our part in shifting the narrative that Asheville is not just a space where you come and drink beer and go hiking, but it's also a space for black people to come and thrive. You just got to get connected to the right group of people. And so we have 135 black business, BIPOC businesses later that we're working with a $1.4 million impact collectively. That's what only 60 of them. Then when we first started, and we said we knew we had something special there, but now 135 businesses later and several more new partnerships. We got a Black Wall Street building where we host events and build culture and community. It's been amazing. And so that's what we do. We support, expand, and revitalize. That's where we at. So that $50,000 that started us in 2021, we were able to really support 20 of them. They say, hey, if you could just do 20 businesses and y'all collectively do $250,000, that's good. We quickly found out at 6 months we created $600,000 with 45 businesses. So we were helping businesses really make money.
Jumping.
And Grind Fest really contributed to that. So Grind Fest is really about businesses being patronized. So that's what we do. We there's a lot of academia out there around business, how to build business infrastructure. We got those partners. The part that we play in it is how can you make money? How can you make money right now in the next 30 days or less? And also you have a community around people that's going to hold you accountable and motivate you. So that's what at the bottom line, what it is, bro.
That's heavy.
So it's dope. Black Wall Street AVL.
That's something big that we need to do a lot more in the black community. I think we need to do is like hold each other accountable from a business sense and just from a regular sense, you know?
Bro, tell the truth.
Like that's the real, I feel like, barrier we got to get over right now is that accountability.
Yeah, and tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. That's a big thing, you know what I'm saying?
Kev do it to me all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying?
But thank God you got that type of person in your corner. And that's what I was just telling somebody today. Like, you need those type of people in your corner. Like, yeah, I get it. You don't like it, but if people only talk about what you like, that's dangerous.
Dangerous.
You need somebody to talk about what you don't like somebody that's telling you what you need to hear, like you said. Because
that's real.
I didn't make it this far just hearing what I like.
Yeah. Somebody gonna tell you something that put that sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I need that.
It'd be right sometimes.
And I run to it. I run the wisdom, or run the information. Like, tell me what I need to do. You don't want to hear constructive feedback on your business. I don't want to hear that. I'm gonna just do what I feel like I need to do. You ain't gonna get but so far.
You gotta have that.
I need that feedback.
Need somebody honest with you.
4 things you want to buy and don't sell. That's the truth, wisdom, instruction, and dang, I forgot the other one. But I'll get back to y'all at the end. You know
that was deep.
That was a good one. He started it off. Yeah, he started it off strong. But nah, Kev will tell you what you need to know. He talked me out of some jean shorts recently. I thought they was fly, bro. They had a little ripple design on them. You know what I'm saying? I showed him. I had a little cart, the shopping cart. I'm like, bro, check me out. He like, oh yeah, that's fly. That's fly. And then he stopped. He was like, hey, bro,
what is that?
What's them right there? I'm thinking he hating. I'm thinking he hating. Our other homie show up. I'm like, bro, check out the shorts. Right? No, bro. No, bro. Don't do it.
No, don't do it.
Leave them jean shorts alone. he gonna let you know. He gonna give you what you need.
That's right. Shoot.
Yeah.
Start with that. Anything else?
It's truth, understanding, instruction, and wisdom. There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He
Just
on point.
For a little second, you know what I'm
He
saying?
on point.
Chancellor.
You feel me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I really want to know, I don't know if we about to wrap it up or not, but before we wrap it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hear you talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, $50,000 deals, and then last time we were here, you were telling us about some things you were in the process of closing and talking about proposals and stuff, man. That's all, like, real, I wouldn't say advanced, but, like, a lot of the black community don't see that side of business, you know what I'm saying? We always on the working side, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to start
The grind
somewhere.
is important.
Yeah, but how did you kind of like know that you were ready to handle that type of stuff?
Like handling 6-figure contracts.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Somebody throw 6-figure contract in my face. I'm like, they trying to set me up, man. You gotta
Yeah, the bank gave me a credit card with a little bit too much money. I said, hey, I don't want all that now. Y'all can take some of that back.
Listen,
I don't need that big.
I can open up some of these, like just some things.
Yeah.
But I was telling you, the biggest thing is making sure that you have a tight infrastructure in any of your thing, your business. When I say infrastructure, I mean making sure that you know where everything is and how it works, operates from your money to your product and how it connects to people and how they buy. And if you can have that really tight and how you present it and it's consistent, it's like automated. So I have made sure that things that were automated, because I had a hard time because I was such a high level creative that I didn't really have the next phase of business. It was easy for me to do consulting because I can see big picture all day. But that only made me whatever it made me at that time. I think I was charging at the time per hour like $85 for a consulting session. You know, a consulting session now is like $250 an hour.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you sit down with me, I'm gonna give you something because I know what it's gonna make you.
Exactly.
I already went through that process, and so and also testing. You can't have a surrogate mother trying to run your business for you. You can't give somebody else your business. So I also tell people, birth your own business and go through the pain of what it takes and stop trying to hire a surrogate mother, so to speak, to birth it for you.
Right.
So I really to get to that level, it was really about the personal development that it took of really putting myself through a process of like, man, doing proposals, what? And so one of the first proposals I did, it was like a $40,000 contract for 3 months. And I felt intimidated to do that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I know I got the skill set, but do I got the right team and infrastructure? And so when it comes down to really going after bigger contracts, there's a bigger problem always attached to it. But you have to and I got really, really good at making sure that I had a good team and I knew how to delegate correctly, and I'm not doing everything because I couldn't do everything. I don't necessarily know how to build a website. I could probably figure it out, but I'm really good at high-level marketing. I can build a funnel. I can build how to get person from point A to point Z. That's like that consultancy level, and I know how to do that in community development. That requires me, but having also right team players. And so I did that, and then when I did my proposals, I made sure I found best practices. Who else is doing a good job at proposals? Is any examples that I could look at? And then I just made sure I had high-level organization. So when you look at my business or come onto any of my website, it's just highly professional, highly like engaging, like you know exactly what you're getting, and I'm always working at it every day. And so that's just some of the things that I started doing. So when I went after those type of contracts, I already had like my ducks in a row in the background. I had the right team of 5, right? And I had people was already working on some stuff. And then I went into making sure that I had my proposal and my presentations were tight. Like, you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So discovery call, 20 minutes. Before you have a discovery call, you remember saying like the infrastructure, you already answered a questionnaire, like you already gonna get a proposal 2 to 3 days after we have a conversation. This is what you can expect. And then I send in a proposal. You got any questions? You don't got no questions? You can go ahead and put the first installment, payment schedule on there, terms and conditions already on there. So as much of it as you can get out the way as possible versus stepping into it and figuring it out on the way down. That don't work at that level. But it does work when you're getting it, just trying to figure it out. But at that level, working with organizations or other businesses like B2B, or working with departments or anybody, you have to really have like getting your like I didn't even know what affidavit was, like stating that I was a black business or I'm a legit business, like to get a contract with the city. Like at that level, you just got to make sure documentation is tight. And
all your paperwork is all together.
Yeah,
Okay.
And if you don't, I didn't have to know everything, but I made sure I knew the right people in my corner. Like, hey, how you do this? And I just kind of made sure those things were tight and just put my best foot forward. That always was some of the hardest contracts. I just put in a contract and our proposal for this 30 pages. But you know exactly what you're getting from beginning to end, who on the team, who on the project. And I become a mastermind at making sure I know exactly where I don't have to do everything, but I know where everything is.
Right.
And so, and once you get good at that, then you can start crossing state lines and working with other organizations and how they should talk. So I get good at cultures and I get good at systems and how they work together.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah, bro.
That's the
That's
best
real
answer you
game,
could give
y'all,
to that
you know
one.
what I'm saying?
And you know, you done dropped so much knowledge on us today. I feel like there's, you know, I feel like if some people get to your level, they feel content or they just kind of, you know, I made it, now I'm good. What would you say are some things that you still want to learn?
Crazy asking that question. Saying
Some
that.
things you still would like to in this entrepreneurship game. What's some things you still want to learn?
All right, so it's crazy that you kind of phrased this question. I was just thinking about that. I was like, today I was making some deposits of some work I was already doing.
That's boss moves for you all that don't know what that means.
And those deposits are you know, I locked in a year contract with this organization, and I was like, this is a decent sized deposit that I get every month, and I just literally is like, I have to eat my next meal like it's my first plate. So like I always need to be hungry. I need to stay in a place of pursuit. I need to place in a state of hunger. So I'm not whenever I make it to a certain level,
Right.
then I think about I need to put people around me that are at a different level. So I got friends, man,
okay. So each
I got
level,
bro,
new little team for this level.
I got friends around me. I was like, cats y'all age and also older, like my age, that's 7-8 figure earners, and they black, they brothers, and they dope and they swaggy. You know what I'm saying? And they doing that thing, like for real. And they love and they just as brilliant as me, and even more brilliant. So being around other people, man, to keep you on your toes. So I'm always learning from them. I'm always watching, and I'm always studying. Like I never stop.
Never
studying,
turn it off.
Never turn off and I'm always like I'm always self-improvement, like always in a course. Like I was in an AI course, and I'll get this for free, but Belly Jean have a 5-day AI course. Joe is phenomenal. Yeah, and he put me on. So Belly Jean, like shout out to Belly Jean. Belly Jean is marketing. He dope. He is one of my guys. I know a lot of his work. And then a few other cats. I go to these conventions like all across the United States. I go to masterminds where I drop 5 to 10 stacks just to be in the room. You know what I'm saying? And
Cost money.
I'm only probably pay myself modestly just to take care of my bills.
Right.
I was like, dang, I got this money. What can I do with it? So I use it to pursue information. So, because what I got can be outdated in a year.
Exactly, especially in like a marketing or any type of business that's dealing with technology.
You outdated as soon as
next
technology
day.
changed, your strategy changed.
The next day.
So I'm always self-educating myself. I'm always into some type of course.
So you really just investing in your knowledge and stuff.
And I'm always getting out there.
That's real.
So that's how I would say that, not staying content. So even though I may have a few contracts on the table that I had closed, and even I closed this one with the United States, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And when I closed that, I know I put my foot in that proposal, so I know I at least made it to the finalists.
Right.
But when I close
That confidence.
that confidence, and when I close it, I'm gonna go to the next one because my goal is to make 1 mil, and I can get there. That's my goal in marketing. I know I can do it. It's possible.
Right. And then once you make that one.
Bro, 2, then 10.
Yeah.
Like what? So that's my personal goal. And if with this one contract, you halfway there.
Yeah, keep going.
With one contract, you halfway there.
Yeah, that's real.
So, but the thing is really about serving. Like I really study serving. The highest person is the servant to all. Like I really about serving. So, that's kind of like where I'm at with everything. And you know, I'm always giving and I'm always pursuing knowledge, wisdom, information, and strategy, and being around people that are doing it better than me. Always.
That's real.
Y'all hear
No
this?
pride. No pride at all, bro. No pride. I had to let that junk go.
Got to, man.
Had to let it go. Let go of the ego and the pride and just learn. So what? You don't know how to do it. Somebody gonna teach you.
Exactly.
And if it's another brother, so be it. He doing his thing.
Exactly.
or somebody younger than you. That just means
Bruh, I'm trying to tell you, like, sometimes I've like these guys 24 making $10 million a year,
You know what I'm saying?
driving Ferraris and Bugattis, and I'm just kicking it with them good friends of mine. And he was like, Bruce, when you gonna buy you something? I mean, I could buy me something decent, but I don't know if I need to. Can I buy a Bugatti right there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's inspirational just to have those that conversation, just to eat with them and have
to
them type
be
of
able to be
conversation.
having that type of
Just
conversation.
to be there in that type of presence, the conversations are different. So they're not
Exactly.
just talking about what you're gonna spend; they also talking about how we gonna make the next M.
Right.
No, that's real.
Those
Not how we gonna
conversations are
spend the
brilliant.
next M, how we gonna make the next one.
How you gonna? Yeah, not spend the next M date. So that's when I really realized, like, for me, is about honestly at this point, like, yes, I may have some significant things happening, but I'm already at the next thing.
At the next one.
I'm not even distracted by what's in my account.
That's real.
No, that's real.
Yeah, bro, I still ride the same car I bought 6 years ago, even though I can buy 7 of them.
That's
what
even
I'm saying?
more real right there.
I still got the same car, bro. I can have me a dope house, but I bought me a condo.
That's how you
Yep.
gotta do it, man.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
my professor told us that in one of our classes. Is like most
I'm not
most
gonna live to the top of
millionaires,
my means,
most
bro.
millionaires drive
No point.
used cars. Like
Even if
I
I
still
think
got
he
my
said like
car.
70% of them, 70% of millionaires or something like that.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I was looking at buying a Lamborghini, right?
Okay.
Lamborghini, and it won't that much. When I say that much, like I'll give y'all this Lambo
Y'all
hack.
hear that? That's how you know
Lambo
you in a
hack.
certain-
He said
ready for
Lambo hack. We ready for the
All right,
Lambo hack.
Lambo hack. You can
Free game.
You can when you get to a certain level of business, you do not have to use your money at all. All you have to know is how systems talk to each other, and then you need to know how to get access to capital. I could buy a Lambo right now without using no money in my bank account. I could use somebody else's money to fund it, and then check this out. $180,000 Lambo, right? All you got to drop is $30,000 on it. And this is a whole Lambo hack for real. You can get a Lambo right now without a whole bunch of money in your pocket. You don't have to be like me. You can make $45,000 a year. Or let's say you make something like 70, 45 or 30, and you come together. You get 30 grand, you put it down on a Lamborghini, right? Get the Lamborghini and then put the Lamborghini out for production to make money. So the car is no longer a liability, but an asset.
Yeah.
So now the Lamborghini is making money on Toro. The Lamborghini is making money in music video. The Lamborghini is making money when people show up in town. The Lamborghini is showing up at classic car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you buy you something like that that's always continuously making money, and then the $30,000 that you dropped into it, you already made that back in less than 8 months. And then by the time you paid off the whole Lamborghini, check this out. When you make the amount of Lamborghini, you sell the Lamborghini for almost what you bought it at. Yeah. And so now you made $180,000 and then sell the Lamborghini for that amount. Like just say $150,000. So you made $320,000. You know what I'm saying? That's a Lambo
And you
hack.
got to flex a Lambo for a little bit.
Bro, it ain't about consuming, it's about producing.
That's right.
So anything that I got, it ain't for me to consume it. I may have a few toys or things that I do, right? Like I'm going to Dubai at the end of the month. That's
that's
something
hard,
like
yeah.
that I'll do.
no, you
But
gotta
that's
do that.
experience, and it's also a business. It's a tax write-off. It's
business trip.
It's a business trip. So when I go
Yeah.
to Dubai, I'm doing it like that. So when I learned that from these cats, like they're not using their own money, so I can get access to capital and using capital to fund the dream that has a plan to produce more. That's just
hard.
a little quick
That's free
thing.
game right
Yeah,
there. That's
free
hard.
I was taking finance last semester, or not last semester, but about a year ago, and they were saying like if a Jeep or something weigh like a certain amount,
Bro,
you know what I'm
you
saying? It
can
could
write
be
the whole
like-
thing
yeah,
off.
Yeah, exactly. Like a $200,000 car just like wrote off on taxes or something like
Nope, if it's like at over 6,000 pounds, you can write
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
that.
car
It's
off.
crazy.
It's real.
man.
It's a
There's
lot of
so
different
many
ways out
ins and
there.
outs, but you just gotta know.
Bro, it was over for me, and I'm not trying to press over, but it was over for me when Donald Trump, he could buy land and he can write it off if you dig graves into the land.
Oh, yeah, I
and
seen
make
that,
it a
yeah.
graveyard.
Oh Lord.
You can write,
Bro,
if you,
and write
if
off-
you bury somebody in land that you purchased, I don't think it's like
don't
for
pay
saying you have
tax.
to pay the taxes.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
how the rich get richer. It's about these hacks, y'all.
They
It's
make
really
the
about
family
these hacks.
graveyard and then
That's crazy.
Bro, you can strike deals without no money.
Without no money, I've been learning. That's what we trying to get on.
Yeah, strike deals without money, and just all you got to do is just be in the room. Just pay your way in the room. It's like that $1,250 that you was gonna use for an excursion. Do it for a mastermind. I know cats doing that. Like they just hungry. They just want to be in the room. So I just pay to be in the room sometimes to hear conversations, and I write it down. Yeah, so some cats, man, they gave me some serious knowledge, and I just took it and extended on it.
That's real.
So,
got anything else for our man Kevin?
You gonna ask him? You got anything for the future entrepreneurs?
Any last words for the future ones just getting started?
Yeah, anybody that's pursuing entrepreneurship, get with a group of people, man, that has common interests. And pursue it. Like, even if you don't understand exactly what you're doing, at least initiate the pathway. What we've been conditioned to do is figure it all out before we start. Entrepreneurship is the other way around. You don't figure it out until you start. We want to figure it all out before we start. It's good to have a plan, but that's conditioning from school. That's conditioning from just being a student as far as in a school system. You study it and then you do it. In this concept, there's things about business that you can't study until you start. You won't even know what it is until you start doing it. So anytime I start something, I start learning as I go. I read as I go. So I can take the 30% that I learn and squeeze all the juice out of it. Somebody might know 100% of the same thing I know, but never did nothing with it.
Right.
But I only know 30% of what you know.
That's the whole thing.
But I squeeze every bit of that juice out of that lemon.
Yeah.
And I drank it. And put a tequila shot in there. But yeah, so that's just like those things. But yeah, bro, that's what I would say. And don't be afraid to go for it. Like whatever it is, just pursue it. And I really believe like the universe will bring the right people around.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely will.
It's been real, man. We in here, Grind AVL, Bruce Waller Jr., my man Kevin Griffin. It's been real, and he dropped a lot of game, and we really appreciate it. I really appreciate him taking the time to come kick it with us and let y'all learn a few things as well as teach us a few things. So y'all go ahead and y'all follow Grind AVL, follow Bruce Waller on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Get in there, touch base with us.
Yeah, this type of information costs that he gave y'all. He gave it to you for the free. So what he say? You need to squeeze all that
soak it up now
out this lemon. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They drank it. You know what I'm saying? For real.
But yeah, it's been real. It's the Qualified to Motivate podcast, QTM Media with Grind AVL, Black Wall Street.
You know what I'm saying?
And there it is, man.
Let's do it.
Till next time.